Hello everybody, it's Michael from GetFitOver40.com, and I want to talk about plateaus. So what are plateaus exactly? What am I talking about? Well, there's different types of plateaus. Sometimes you'll just plateau in one specific area of your body. You'll be getting stronger in general, but one particular part of your body, your arms, just don't seem to be getting stronger, or maybe your bench press just is sort of plateaued, it's just staying the same. Or even worse, maybe even you've gotten a little bit weaker in that area. It doesn't happen too often, but it does happen, And I'll talk a little bit about what's going on in my life personally with a little bit of a plateau I'm experiencing. But let's talk a little bit more about the plateaus in general. What happens is when you first start working out, if you're new to working out, you haven't worked out before, you're going to see rapid improvements in strength, in growing muscle. And there's a twofold thing that happens. So it's not just that you're getting stronger, but you're also getting better or more efficient at doing the exercise. So sometimes you'll attribute, hey, I got 2 more reps, I must be getting stronger. Some of that is due to just better form, correct implementation. You're learning how to fire all those muscles a little bit better, so your central nervous system is kicking in. All of those things. So it's not necessarily, oh, my muscles got stronger. That's probably part of it, but it's not the whole picture. So there's a lot of factors, right, that have to deal with pushing more weight, getting stronger, right? It's not just your muscles. So there's that. Now, when you first start out, getting back to that, you're going to see a lot of improvements because of all these things, and you're going to see some muscle. You're going to have to excuse me every once in a while. I've got this cold, and it's probably one reason why I'm plateauing right now. But as a newbie to weightlifting or training or whatever you're doing, you're going to see some really big improvements and gains, especially in that first year. And someone who trains very hard, they're training properly, they've maybe got a coach or somebody who's helping them with it, so they're doing things right, they're eating right. It's not uncommon for somebody training hard, eating right, with the right instructions and everything, to gain 20 to 25 pounds of muscle in a year. And people think that's impossible without enhancement drugs or whatever, but it's totally possible for someone who's new to working out, because their muscles, you're going from basically a position where your muscles are not used to any type of this physical, you're throwing all this physicality at them, you're not overloading them at all, they're just used to basically doing regular day-to-day stuff, and all of a sudden you're lifting all this weight, they're going to come to life, they're going to grow, and not just in one area, your whole body, all your muscles are going to grow, your legs, your glutes. So overall, this muscle just sort of grows over your whole body. 20 to 25 pounds might seem like a lot, but a lot of times these people are losing fat, gaining muscle. So, they might at the end of the day end up a little heavier, but have a way lower body fat percentage and have a lot more muscle mass. So now what happens though? What about the next year? What's going to happen? Well, you'll probably get to almost like a plateau within that first year, where those quick gains just kind of die off. And you won't see those crazy gains and numbers and your weight's going up so much. They'll slow down. And some people could maybe gain another 10 pounds the next year. And then it slows down, and some people have trouble even gaining 5 pounds year to year. And some people can only maintain once they get to a certain point. And that's as much as they're going to be able to grow. They might see some strength increases and some small weight changes over time. And they'll probably, improve their body shape. But they might not even gain weight or muscle. They just might be working on, improving certain parts of their body, reducing areas, improving areas, whatever, right? So you do get to a certain point where the amount of effort you're putting in is only going to maintain what you have. It's just normal. Unless you do something different, you either, do more working out, do more reps, do some crazy change to your diet that's going to help you gain weight, or enhance or whatever, right? You're not going to see bigger gains. So that's, we're talking about plateaus. Plateaus are normal. They just happen. You will get to plateaus. Now, along this journey where you gain a lot of weight, a little bit of weight, and then next to none, you're going to see these small plateaus where muscles just kind of need to recover. There's what they call deload weeks or whatnot. I'll talk about that in another video, but where you just need to give your muscles a little bit of time off, right? And sometimes they're telling you that because you're plateauing. You need a deload because you're plateauing. You need to take a little time off or do like a maintenance week, give those muscles a break. That can be one reason why you might be plateauing. Now, personally, my little experience that's happening in my life right now, I've got a goal to get to about a 315 pound bench, which is 3 plates. And I did 305 for 2 a little bit ago, so I'm really close to that. I want to do a 405-pound squat. I did a single at 385 just a little bit ago, so I'm really close to that. And I want to do 5 plates aside, so 4 plates aside for squat, 5 plates aside for my deadlift, which is about 500 pounds. And I'm really struggling with my deadlift. That's the one area right now that I'm just mentally, physically struggling with it. Now I've done 450 pounds for 5 reps. And I did that last year while I was cutting weight. Right now I struggle with 450 pounds for 2 to 3 reps. I'm struggling with that. So, and I've tried 500 pounds and I got a little bit off the floor, but I'm struggling with it. I don't know what's going on because my squat is going up. You know, everything else is there. I'm not getting weaker anywhere else. I think sometimes it's just mental, right? Sometimes it is. Now the deadlift is the kind of thing that it's a full body. You have to be focused. You're lifting an incredible amount of weight using a lot of your muscles in your body, your back, your shoulders, your chest, your traps, your arms, all throughout your legs, especially your posterior chain. It puts a huge burden on your system. So if you're not mentally there or physically right, you're going to feel it. And I think that's what's going on for me right now. I got a little bit of a flu. And even though on Monday I hit a squat PR, my deadlift is just suffering from this flu. So that's just the way it is. So what am I going to do about this? And so this is what some recommendations. What can you do about potential plateaus or even regressions where you're going back, where it seems like you're going backwards? Well, first of all, look at your form, make sure you're doing things right. And that's maybe one situation for me for deadlift too, is I've changed my lifting style a little bit. I'm trying not to jerk the weight off the floor. I'm trying to do it more of a gradual pull, because as I get higher in weight, I don't want to get injuries. And the more I jerk things around, the more potential injuries I could cause myself. So that may be one of the reasons why it's a little bit tougher. It's harder for me to get everything to fire without jerking it all off. So it's a sort of a training process for me. So you can try different styles, try different form to get through plateaus, work with different grips. These are things, you might find a better grip that works for you or a different way to lift, slightly different way, right? So try those things. That's always a good place to start. For me, I have trouble with my deadlift right at ground level. Once I get it past my knees, I'm home free. I have no problem closing the deal. I don't have, what do they call it? No hitches. I don't have that hitch that you see some deadlifters have at the top where they're just trying to rock it up. Once I get to my knees, I'm home free. But it's that first part off the ground, because I'm tall, where I struggle, and a lot of tall deadlifters have that problem off the ground. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to work on that area of my lift, because that's my weak area. So I don't need to work on the top so much, I need to work on the bottom. So I'm going to do what's called deficit deadlifts, where you actually stand a little higher than you need to, so your feet are a little higher, more elevated, so you're actually in even more of a crouch position. So for me, that's going to teach me how to get that weight off the floor, even in a deficit position, so that when I do a regular deadlift, it'll feel easy. And so that's one thing I'm going to do. These coughs come out of nowhere. So that's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to work on auxiliary exercises that will help deadlift, like a lot of straight leg deadlifts, dumbbell deadlifts, a lot of hamstring curls, things like that, right? So I'm going to be working on those types of things to help my deadlift. And of course, if I can improve my squat, that'll help me get my deadlift off the ground, because it's that ground level squatted position where I'm having the most difficulty. So hopefully as the squat gets stronger, that'll get me started a little quicker on the deadlift. So, really, it's kind of like you just got to go back to the drawing board sometimes, play around with rep ranges. If you're getting stuck on a PR, then just go back and do high reps for a little while. Sometimes maybe even just take a week off, or have a deload week where you just take it easy. Don't worry about exactly how much weight you're lifting for 1 week. It's not going to kill you. Trust me, it's good for you every once in a while. But there again, intensity. If you are not getting to the next level that you want to be at, sometimes it could just be your intensity needs to increase, right? You need to ramp it up. So that PR isn't happening because when you're doing the other stuff throughout the week, when you're doing the sets of stuff, you're not giving it enough. You're not maybe putting enough weight on. You're not maybe doing enough reps. Maybe you're not doing enough sets. You're not going home as fatigued or fully exhausted as you could be. And so that just might be it too. It's just you're not pushing your body to the next level, because as you hit certain goals and get stronger and get bigger and whatnot, you have to maintain that by doing the same amount of work, if not more, to keep those gains or to go further and beyond, right? So hopefully that's helped you a little bit with plateaus. Everybody has them. As you continue your journey in powerlifting or bodybuilding or whatever it happens to be, your gains are going to come slower and slower, and plateaus are going to become more and more common than anything, right? You're just going to struggle to stay at the same weight, and that's pretty normal as you get to your, I guess, your potential limit, right? So anyways, hopefully this video has helped some of you who are struggling with plateaus and things like that, or just even if it's a plateau in general or one area of your strength. Just keep working at it again. Keep chipping away, increase your intensity, try different stances, grips, try going back and doing auxiliary work or accessory work that will help that area, right? So let's, for instance, if you're doing bench, you can do dumbbell flies, lots of those, work on triceps, bench, even lats, you use it to a certain degree when you're doing bench. So keep your lats strong and tight, and those will potentially help your bench press come up if you want to get those numbers up. All right, that's enough for today. Thanks for watching another GetFitOver40.com video. Until next time, take care.